Hi friends, welcome in. So last year when the Surface Laptop 3 came out, I picked one up and I did my first laptop review on the channel. If you have not seen it, I'll link it up here or down below so you can check it out after if you want. Now with that being said, this video isn't going to be another review, but rather it's going to be me sharing my experience after about 8 to 9 months of use. So I want to share with you guys the pros and cons about this laptop because my review back then got some people to buy it, and I feel obligated and want to share more information regarding this laptop, some of the issues and what I liked about it for those people who have possibly ran into the same issues if they have not fixed it already themselves, or they are planning to buy one right now, or even waiting for the new Surface Laptop 4 to come out, if that even happens, when and if that even happens. So people know what to expect. Aside from that, this video is also sponsored by Moshi, which is one of Microsoft's partners, and they are a company that makes accessories for very popular lines of computers and laptops like the Microsoft Surface products. Now, towards the end of this video, I will talk about some of the Moshi products that they had sent me so that I can use it with my Surface Laptop 3 and give you my experiences with it. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is in my first video, review of the laptop when I did back last year, I talked about the adaptive screen brightness, how annoying that was, how frustrating that was when I first picked up this laptop. Now, when I was using it for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was trying to figure out how do I turn this setting off. I was manually trying to keep my laptop at its full brightness because that's how I like to use my laptop. And I was digging through the Windows settings. I couldn't find it. I was looking at forums. People were having this issue as well, and I couldn't really find a direct answer until 3 weeks in. Finally, a few people have answered and said, okay, you have to download Intel Graphics Command Center. That's the app for it. And you can turn off the adaptive brightness for your screen. That's how you do it. So I'm thinking, okay, now the problem is fixed. It's good. Everything's good. But my problem is it wasn't intuitive to fix. A user should not have to go through and dig through the internet that rigorously just to find something like this. It just didn't really make sense. If you go into a Microsoft store and you buy a Microsoft product and there's something about the product that you don't like and you're trying to fix it in the settings and you can't find it, then okay, maybe it's something that you have to download, and you go to the Microsoft website, you look for maybe a program or an application that says Microsoft something that you can download and fix it. But instead, this is an Intel application and program that you have to download. So I think for users, it's not really intuitive, and I think it could have just been done better that way. But anyways, yeah, so Intel Graphics Command Center, that's what you need to download in order to fix the adaptive screen brightness issue that people were having, that I was having. And yeah, it just wasn't really easy to get to at the start. All right, so the second issue I want to talk about with the Surface Laptop is when you close the screen or you close the lid and you leave it on, but you just close it because you're not actively using it. So when you do that, by default, the Windows settings has your laptop go into sleep mode. So that way, when you open it back up again, it reactivates and you can just quickly jump back onto working with it. So what I realized is that, okay, so first of all, a lot of people do this, right, with their laptops. And what I realized is that lately, when I would close the laptop, I leave it on and I close the laptop and it goes into sleep mode, I wouldn't need to use my laptop for the next 2 or 3 days, so I wouldn't even open it. But it's still on, and I also keep it plugged in too, so theoretically it should still be fully charged. So 2 or 3 days later, I come back and open it, the screen would stay black. It wouldn't turn on. I would hit the power button, it still wouldn't turn on. And I thought it was broken or something. I was about to take it to the repair shop, but I'm not sure how this works. Probably has something to do with the fact that the laptop is in sleep mode and it's just passively draining power. But then, at the same time, my Surface laptop would also, it should be fully charged because I have the power plug, power cord plugged in. But yeah, still wouldn't turn on. And I figured out that if your system goes through this issue, all you have to do is hold down the power button and the F4 button, which is the volume up. So power button, volume up. which is F4 on this laptop, hold it down together for 15 seconds and it should reboot the system. So that's how you would fix it. Okay, so the third issue I want to talk about is having a skin on the Surface laptop. Now, when I had the skin on the Surface laptop, I realized that sometimes it would get pretty hot. And it's because even though the Surface laptop has vents and a fan inside, blowing hot air out and venting it out, the Surface laptop has a full metal body, and the full metal body itself sort of acts like a heat sink in order to have like heat transfer convection to happen. It's basically like when the heat dissipates from metal onto just ambient air. And if you have a skin on it like D brand, it would heat up the laptop a little bit more because it would insulate that heat. It would not allow the metal surface to have as much heat transfer with the ambient air in the room that you're in. I originally did have D brand skin on my Surface Laptop 3. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of that because at the time when I had it on, I never thought that I would make another Surface Laptop video like this. But yeah, I took the skin off and I threw it away. And anyways, it was heating up my laptop a little bit. My laptop would slow down sometimes and throttle or not turn on, depending on what environment I use it in. So for example, like I have a garage gym where I like to work out and lift weights, and sometimes the garage will get really hot, like 115 to 120 degrees in there. And I would like to run and watch YouTube videos on my laptop in the garage while I'm working out. And sometimes it gets really hot, so it would, the laptop wouldn't work properly as it should. But I never had this issue when I didn't have a skin on, even when the room gets to that hot, like ambient temperature, when it gets that hot. But yeah, so my recommendation is if you do want a skin on the Surface laptop, just make sure if you're in a cool room, a cool environment, room temperature, around there, you should be fine. You really shouldn't worry. But sometimes I like to be frugal and not turn on the AC and it gets hot in the summer, or I like to use my laptop in very hot rooms and environments and situations. That's just me. Yeah, so sometimes it just wouldn't work out as well. And the last thing about using a skin, like especially D brand, I like D brand, on the Surface laptops, that they don't have a skin for where you rest your palms. And they have a skin for everywhere else. They have a skin for the top cover, they have a skin for the bottom of the laptop, but they don't have a skin for where around the keyboard and where you rest your palms. I think this is probably the most important part to have a skin. And it's because where your palm rests, that's where all the oil and that's where your hand kind of rubs off on the surface and the finish of the laptop. So I think out of all the places, that part should be one of the more important parts to have a skin on. So D brand, if you're watching this, just, I think that'd be a great addition or a modification to the Surface Laptop 3 skins that you guys have. Yeah, so if you guys do that, I would probably just pick that part up. So the fourth and last issue I want to talk about on this laptop is one of the feet fell off. For me, it was the top right corner, bottom of the laptop, it just fell off after 8 months of use. I think it's because the adhesive that holds it there kind of just lost its strength over time or something. I don't know. The other 3 feet are still hard stuck on there. It's hard to pull off even if I tried. But yeah, like I think this is an easy fix though. You just put a little bit of glue and you should be able to put it back on pretty easily. Oh, one more thing. I also discovered that dust and small particles of sand can easily get into the hinges of the Surface laptop. So when you're closing and opening and you have those dust particles inside where the hinges are, you can actually hear it, like as if there's something crunching, or you can hear the sound of it inside the hinges. And all you have to do is make sure that you get compressed air like this and just blow it and make sure you clean out those areas like the air vents and the hinges. All right, let's talk about some of the accessories for the Surface laptop, because one of the downsides of the Surface laptop line is its lack of ports. And this is a really easy fix with high quality accessories from Moshi that can help expand your ports. The first piece I'm going to cover is the USB-C to HDMI with charging adapter. It's a titanium gray colored adapter that turns your single USB-C port into another USB-C with HDMI, which basically covers the two most common uses for laptops, which is charging another device like your phone and connecting to a larger secondary monitor. It's ultra compact and lightweight, supports up to 4K 60Hz and HDR, has 60 watts of USB 3.0 power delivery, and supports HDCP 2.2 for Netflix, Amazon Prime, and other streaming devices. The second piece I want to talk about is the Usbc Q. This is a higher-end premium adapter that connects via USB-C and also requires its own power adapter to work because of the numerous ports it will provide. On one side, you'll have the power adapter jack, HDMI port, which will support up to 4K 30Hz, and an Ethernet port supporting 1000 megabits per second. And on the other side, you'll get two USB-A ports supporting up to 5 gigabits per second, as well as a 60 watt power delivery for charging. The last thing for the Usbc Q also gives is Qi wireless charging, so you can conveniently charge your Android or iOS mobile devices that support that feature. The top side also has a really nice anti-slip cushion to keep your device from sliding around while charging. Okay, so one small inconvenience with the Usbc Q is that it needs its own bulky power adapter. It makes setup a little bit messier because you have more cables running across the table, etc. But the utility and the amount of ports that it covers in a small form factor makes it a much better product and overlooks the fact that it needs its own power cord. Now, with all the issues mentioned so far, I still think this is a great laptop and it has served me in what I needed it to do. Now, if you are new to my channel and have not seen my original review of this laptop, I will have that specific laptop linked down in the description below. Essentially, just to recap, I got the 13.5-inch Intel version of the Surface Laptop 3, and I also got it in matte black. So whatever the lowest spec is for this particular version, that's what I got. I didn't get the AMD version, so for those of you who did get the AMD version, let me know down in the comments what you thought of this particular Surface Laptop 3, if you had run into any of the same issues that I did, and what you liked about it as well. So a few months back, I did another video with Moshi where I covered their anti-theft backpack for tech gear, as well as a few other accessories. If you're interested and have not seen that video, it will be linked up here. I also want to mention that all of Moshi's products come with a standard 2-year warranty, but if you register your product on their website, you can upgrade to their 10-year global warranty. Okay, of course, I will have links to all of Moshi's products down in the description below. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts or questions about the Microsoft Surface Laptop or its accessories. Comment down below. And I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe for more content from me. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.